Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. A very warm welcome to all. I'm Pallavi Nanda, your host for this pronounced session. I'm extremely privileged and excited to have been given this opportunity to be a part of our very own Sapient Changes BeConnected Virtual Conference 2023. We have participants joining today from locations all over the world. So before we get started, I would like to take a moment to share our appreciation for everyone lining up their schedules across the time zones in this fashion. We are elated to have our very own Purushothaman with us as a guest speaker and also appreciate his willingness to share his knowledge and expertise with us on swift automations of testing and processing using SmartBots. Purushothaman has 16 years of experience in the IT industry and is experienced in product development and Oracle ERP. He is currently leading the SmartBots product development at Changes. Dear audience, a short Q&A will be conducted at the end of this session. You may send in your questions at any time during the presentation in the Q&A window below, and we will address them at the end of the session. Also, at the end of our time today, we hope you feel more comfortable and confident about this topic, as a small test would be conducted at the end of this session for participants willing to get a beginner level certificate in SmartBot. To qualify for these certificates, all you need is to actively engage in the product training session and answer 7 out of 10 questions correctly. So good luck, guys, and over to you, Purushothaman.
Yeah, thanks, Pallavi. Hi, everyone. Today, as part of this webinar, we are going to present you how we are going to automate, test, as well as process using SmartBots. So, as part of this session, we are going to see how we are streamlining test and process automation, and how our parallel and distributed executions are going to help you in automating all functional and test needs. And the third one is we have the object analysis, where you can upgrade the test bot or functional bots automatically by using our object analysis. So that is the third one we are going to see today. And the fourth point is we are going to see what is interactive demo. So we have the features to capture and present the offline demos using SmartBots. So that is the fourth one. Now we are going to see what is SmartBots and where we can utilize it. Actually, SmartBot is for the process automation. So wherever you have the process automation need or test automation need, we can use these SmartBots. So here you can see we can use the SmartBot for different kind of requirement. The one is functional test bot. So wherever you have the functional test automations, for that we can use the SmartBot. And the technical test bot like APIs or web services, if you want to automate, we can go for the SmartBots. And the business process, like wherever the people are doing repetitive kind of work in the application, those kind of process can be automated using the SmartBots. And the RPA process, wherever it can be different kind of application. One might be a Windows application and another one will be a web application. If you want to automate the entire process, so it can be done with the SmartBots. And finally, we have as part of our bot execution, so we are capturing so many details like what is happening in the background, like either each and every step, either it is success or failure, and if the failure, what is happening. So it will give you the error information also, like what is happened during the execution. So these are all the areas where we can use the SmartBots. So here we are going to convey what is SmartBots and what are all the places we are going to utilize it. So SmartBot is automation tool. Here what we are going to do is, if you want to automate any process, first you have to record it. So recording will be the first stage. In the recording, what we have to do is we have to perform the sample transaction which we are going to automate. It may be a test flow or a functional flow. The sample transaction has to be performed. During this sample transaction, our recording will capture all the elements and navigation and located details in the background. So with this recording, we can convert the recording as a bot. So we have perform the recording, and the recording has been converted as a bot. So for any automation, you can just record and replay the flow. So in such a way, SmartBots will mimic the action like a human being, how we are doing on the screens. It will capture all those details and it will mimic the same actions on the screen. So for any kind of automation, SmartBot will be suitable. So here you can see it can be used for any ERP setup configuration. Like in any ERP application, the setup configuration will be the major part and the manual work, because there will not be much API for any setup configuration. So definitely it might be a manual work where the functional people will log into the application and they will do the configuration. For those kind of need, we can use the SmartBots. The SmartBot can log into the system and it can configure the step as a human being, like how the human being is doing. The same kind of way it will work in the screens. For this, we have the ready-made templates for set of objects in the Oracle Cloud and SAP and APS. And for the regression testing, so in the in any application, the regression testing will be the major part. So in the regression testing, like Oracle Cloud, for every 3 months or 6 months, they will be releasing the patches. So definitely we have to test all the functional flows and make sure all the functional flows are working after the update or patching. For those kind of needs, we can go for the SmartBots. In SmartBots for the ERPs like Oracle Cloud and EBS and SAP, we have the ready-made templates for testing also. And the functional process automation. So this functional process will be a process from the application where the person will be doing every day. It might be a repetitive kind of work, or which might be needed frequently for the application, like weekly once they might be running this process, or monthly once the set of people will be working for this process. For this kind of process, we can use the automate using the SmartBots. So it will work for any kind of application. It can be a desktop-based application or web-based application. SmartBot will work for those kind of applications. Like Oracle Cloud will be a web-based application and cloud-based. And EBS will have both the nature like web application as well as Oracle EBS forms will be a desktop-based application. And in SAP also, SAP GUI will be desktop-based application, and SAP Fioris will be the web application. But for all kind of need, like it may be a web application or desktop application, the SmartBots can automate functional flows or test scripts. And it is a configurable way of defining the flows. There is no need for any coding knowledge. So you can just configure, you're just going to record and you're going to convert as a bot. And if any validations are needed, so we have a lot of activities which you can add into the bot. So it's purely a configurable method of creating test flows and functional flows. So here you can see, so we have the major areas. It is going to be a functional bots, because for it can be for any process automation or functional testing. So the functional bots will be a major place where we can go for the SmartBots. And the next one is setup bots. It's for any configuring any ERP applications. So for configuring the setups, so we have the ready-made templates, or even if any new templates is required, we can record and create the templates for you. So it can navigate through the screen and it can perform the configurations, setup configuration. And the third one is process automation. So it will be like a frequently needed process, or the process where a lot of manual effort is required. So these kind of process can be automated by using the SmartBots. So when you automate, so you will be having so many processes. So you need not to go for each and every process like individually. So you can convert, like in your flow, you can add any number of processes. Pallavi, I think people are raising the hand. So shall we wait or we can proceed?
Let me just check once. Okay.
Yeah. So or at the end of this session, we can have answer for the Q&A, if anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Will it be fine? Yeah.
So I guess, dear audience, please just put in your questions in the Q&A box and we'll address them at the end of the session. I guess, Purushothaman, you can go on.
Yeah, thank you. So here we have the different kind of flows like migration flows and process flow, where if you want to have more number of set of objects to be configured in your flow, for that we can go for the migration flow. So what it will do is, if you run a single migration flow, it can do all the setups for the entire modules. The same way, if you are having more number of test scripts, say for example, for a finance model, if you have 20 cases or 30 cases to be tested, say for example, it can be included into your flow. If you run a single flow, it will perform all the test scripts for you and it will give you the results, either it is success or failure. So in case of failure, it will give you the reason why it got like errored out. It will show you the screen where it got errored. So these are all the areas where we can use the SmartBot majorly. So we have the functional flows and where we can use the SmartBots, and for the setup configuration and the process automation and the test automations. These are all the features from the SmartBots. So here you can see we have the recording features. That is the first stage of creation of bot. So for any new bot creation, first we have to record a sample flow. So once we do the recording and once we complete the sample recording of a bot, then it has to be converted as a complete test flow or a functional flow. For that, we have different kind of activities. It can be a validation or conditionally if you want to route the flow, or if you want to take a screenshot, or if you want to assign some value to a variable, and if you want to do the conditional checking in a multi-level. So for that, we have the different kind of activities where we can use based on the need. And so the execution side. So usually when you go for more number of automation, the question will be like, will it be run in a serial mode or parallel mode? Because when you go for the serial mode, definitely it will take a lot of time. So for that, so in SmartBots, we have the parallel executions where you can run multiple test scripts or functional flows parallelly. So it supports parallel execution. And next one is scheduling. Like we will be having this similar situation, like when you have more number of process to be executed, we cannot manually go and trigger it every time. Instead of that, so we can use our scheduling features where the person go and schedule at what time it has to be triggered. And the next one is reports. So at the execution of SmartBots, so we'll be preparing all the information, like how many screens we are navigating and what all the fields we are validating, and all this information will be captured with the status, like each and every actions we will be having the status, either this action got succeeded or failed. And if there is any failure, it will capture the screenshot into the document also. So that report will help you like to audit or even like a user training. If any new person is going through this document, he can perform the same flow into the application without any knowledge of that particular flow. So it will be such kind of report. And next is object analysis. Like we are having so many bots for testing as well as automations. So we'll be having the question like, for any updates or patches in the target environments, will the same bot will work for that release. So for that, we have the object analysis where it can automatically update your bot. So based on the target release. So what it will do is it will run the bot and it will analyze the changes and it will automatically apply the changes into the current bot. And we have the privileges like to restrict the users, like all the users should not have the create privileges and all the users should not have having the execution privilege. So for that, we have the privilege restrictions. And the last one is portation. So portation is like we have developed multiple bots. So definitely we might need to migrate this bot to another instance. So for that, we have the portations where you can export and import into the another instance. So these are all the features from the SmartBots. Next, we are going to see activities. As I mentioned, like after recording, because during the recording stage, we are performing only the sample transaction. So in the recorded flow will be converted as a bot. So in the bot, we'll be having only the sample transaction what we have performed. But after that, if you want to achieve any test or function flow, we might need to add a lot of conditional activities and verifications. For all those needs, we have the different kind of activities. So here you can see we have the verification, session, iteration, conditional, open URL, login, logout. So these are all our activities. And here you can see when you use the verification, it will validate that particular condition what you want to verify. If it's gets succeeded, it will capture the result, or even the failure also, it will capture the result, but it won't stop the execution even it gets failed. But when you go for the assertion, like if you want to stop the execution when the condition is not satisfied, we can go for our assertion activity. And next one is iteration. Iteration is like for any automations like test or function automation, it might not be like one record. Definitely there will be more records we have to do the test or we have to automate. So for that, we have the iteration activity where it can automate multiple records. And conditional is like we are doing the automations. During the execution of automation, we will be getting some value from the screen, and we will validate what is the value available in this particular field. Then we will form the condition for this particular value, go for this particular, the next steps will be this particular navigation. Like that, you can define the conditional flows based on the element value or different conditions. So for that, we have the conditional activity, and we have the open URL. Like when you are navigating through the application and you are performing some transaction in the Oracle Cloud. Once it is done, if you want to log in into any third-party application, it may be a ticket creating application or any service related. So for that, we have the open URL activity, which can navigate to the other application, and there you can log in and perform other automation. Once it is done, then you can come back to Oracle Cloud and perform the other the remaining remaining steps. So for that, we have the open URL activity. And we have the login and logout. This is for like within the application or even for other application also. If you want to log in as a different user, say for example, if the current user is the admin user who can approve the invoices, or we have the one more user who can only create the invoices. So for that, what we will do is we will log in as a normal user and we will create the invoices. Once it is done, we will log out. Then we will log in as a different user who is the admin who can approve it. And then we will perform the approve invoice operation. Once it is done, we will log out, and then we will continue the remaining flow. For that, we can use login and logout. So we have the screenshot activity where you can capture the screens wherever it is required, and it will capture the screenshot into the documents, which you can refer it later for the auditing purpose or any checking like. And we have the wait activity. So in some places, we have to explicitly queue like waiting time for performing the next action. For that, we have the wait activity. So these are all the major activities from the SmartBots, and even we have the hotkey activities where the person can perform the functional keys like Control-C, Control-V like that. So for that, we have the hotkey activities, and we have the other activities also like assignment activity where we can assign the value to a variables, and we have option to pass define a variable and assign the values. So we have the so many activities here. So these are all the major activities from the SmartBots. We have seen like what is SmartBots and where it can be utilized, and what are the features available, and what are the activities we have, so which can be used during the bot creations. Next, we are going to see like how we are utilizing into the test and process automations. So as I mentioned, like SmartBot can be used in any level of testing because it's purely for test automation and process automation. So we have the different level of testing like functional testing and regression testing, load testing, and the tester will be a different feature. So I'll come to that after completing this one. So the functional testing will be like when we develop some features, so we have to make sure it's working fine after development. So we have to test and make sure. For that, we will be going for the functional testing. And regression testing will be like after any patch or upgrade. So we have to check either the existing functionality is not broken due to the patch or upgrade. So for that, we will go for the regression testing. And load testing will be the more number of parallel sessions we have to log in, and we have to make sure the application is stable when we are having more number of session at a time into the application. So for that, we'll go for the load testing. So for the functional testing, so if you want to automate any functional flow, so in the similar way, which I have told, the same way we have to record that flow and it will be converted as a bot. So once it is converted as a bot, it can be executed for any number of time. And one more thing is, if you want to have more number of functional test flows has to be executed, you can combine into a process flow or migration flow based on the need. So if you run only one flow, it will perform all the functional objects which are all added into that flow. And next one is regression testing. So for regression testing, so we'll be like for Oracle Cloud and SAP. So we'll be having the ready-made templates, and if any new templates, we can record and create. So for regression testing, you can either schedule it at certain point of time, like after a month, if you have every month, if you have the patching cycle. So after patching cycle, you can schedule the bots, like it can be a 500 bots or 1,000 bots to be tested in a day. We can go for the regression testing and it can be scheduled. So once it is scheduled, it will automatically get triggered and it will execute. Even for executing more number of bots or test bots or automations first, so it supports parallel execution. So you can run it in a parallel mode also. In case of any failures, all the failures will be recorded into the screens and in the documents, and the status will be updated. So based on the failure, the respective team will check what is the issue and they will go for the fixing it. And even in the load testing also, so we can simulate, like we have the parallel as well as distributed, like we are going to see in the further topics in detail. So we can simulate n number of sessions into the application, and we can give the execution detail, right? Like how many got succeeded and how many got failed, and what is the time taken for every process to complete. So it will give you the information, like what is the status when you have more number of session in your application simultaneously. So this is the places like where we can use the SmartBots. So, and next I'm going to talk about the test drive. Test drive is a different feature. Like we have seen, like we can use the SmartBot for the automation and test automation. But the test drive is like a guided training for any new user. Say for example, if I am a new person to the Oracle Cloud, I don't know how to create Oracle invoice or Oracle payments. So for that, we can create a bot, test drive bot, which can guide you step by step. So if you run it, it will tell you like what, it will navigate to the screen and it will give you the hint like what you have to perform on that particular field. Like that, it will give you step by step guided training to learn that flow. So for that, we have the test drive features. So these are all the features and areas where we can go for the SmartBots. And now we are going to see a demo for process automation. So here we are going to see into the Oracle Cloud. Here we are going to create the invoice. So after creation of invoice, it is going to check either the invoice is created and available in the system using the manage invoices. After that, it is going to create the payments, and the same way it is going to validate the created payment is available in the Oracle Cloud. So this is the flow we are going to see. We are going to see next. And so it can be for process, or even if you want to test the same flow in the even for testing also, if you want to use the same flow, the bot can act for that. Here I'm showing the execution summary, like what will be the end result after executing it. So you can see, so what are all the objects got executed here, like invoice creation and payment, and state is succeeded, and what is the duration it took to complete it. Actually, here we have used 3 records to create invoice and payment. So it's taking 7 minutes, and so here the percentage of completion. So all these details you can see in the execution summary there. And here I'm going to show you the demo flow. I'm going to run it now. You can see it is logging into our platform and navigating to the flow, and it's going to search for the flow which has the invoice creation and payments. So it has searched for the flow, and here you can see we have the 2 objects, and it start clicking the execution. Once you start the execution, it will automatically log into the Oracle Cloud application, and at the top of the flow you can see it is being controlled by automated test software. So now the bot is doing all the actions on the target screen. So now it's navigating through the screens and it's filling the invoice details. So once it is filling the invoice details, then it will go for the line details and it will go for the accounts informations. So once the invoice is created and validated, then it will go for the manage invoice and there it will check either the created invoice is available there. So now you can see how the bot is working. So in order to perform any action, it will automatically navigate through the screen and it will fill the details. The similar way it will work for the test automation also. So in this, we are showing you how you can execute only one flow with two objects. Now it's filling the line details. Like this, we can test with multiple lines. So it can be for 2 lines or it can be 10 lines. So based on the need, we can test with multiple lines. So next, it's filling the distribution details and it is going to save and validate it. Now invoice is created. So next it is going to validate that invoice. Either it is created available in the system by using the manage invoices. It is going for the manage invoice and searching with the invoice number. So whatever the bot is executing now, all these steps will be captured in the document. So at the end of the execution, you can download that report. So if you see that report, so you can see like what is the status of each and every step. Like on typing the business unit, either it got succeeded or failed. And the type action for the supplier is got succeeded or failed. Like that for each and every action, you can see the status as well as wherever it is required, you can include the screenshots also, even for each and every step or even the level where you want to include the screenshot. And for any error cases, it will automatically include the screenshot. So now it's going for the next invoice. Right. So like this, it will create 3 invoices here. Now it's going for the distribution details. Like that. Sorry, it got disturbed. So it's creating the next invoice. Last one. It has created invoices and next it is going to create the payments. Here it is going to fill the payment details, like what is the business unit and supplier. So all these details will be filled here. After filling all these details, it will add our invoice, which is created. Like this, you can add any number of, like we have added only invoice and payments. Like this, you can add any number of objects into your flow. So you can have the entire business process flow into the bot, and just you can run only that flow. It will do all the action and it will capture the status as well as the execution document also. You can audit and make sure that everything is fine, or if there is any problem, you can check what is the issue on that. Yeah. So now it's created the payment and it is going to check either the payment is properly created. Yes, it's available in the system. Then it will go for the next payment. So like this, it is going to create 3 payments. I'll just move from here. So it's creating the payments. Here you can see like execution is done and we are downloading the execution summary report. So this is the report what I have mentioned, like we'll be having all the details. It is a summary report. So it will have in which instance we have executed and what is the flow we have executed and how many objects as part of this execution is completed and what is the status of each and every step. Here you can see like for each and every step we will be having the status. And it will have the information also, like what happened on each and every field, and it will have the screenshots. So this report will be very useful, like if you want to validate or audit. So this report will be very useful. So this is the way our process automation or test automation will work. So as I mentioned, like you can have any number of test scripts or any number of functional objects can be added into a flow. And you need not to do any coding for configuring the bot. It can be just record and edit. Wherever activities are required, you can add and you can replay it. So next we are going to see the distributed and parallel execution in the SmartBots. So when you have more number of bots, it can be for load testing or regression testing or functional testing, even for process automation. So when you have more number of bots to be executed, so it cannot go in a serial mode. So definitely it may take a lot of time to complete. Say for example, we are testing applications after a patch release. So we have to test around 500 cases. For if you execute 500 cases one by one, so definitely it will go for many days. But if you go for any in a parallel mode, the time can be reduced to very less time, right? So for that, in SmartBots, we have the parallel as well as distributors. It means in a single system, you can have the parallel session, like 10 session or 20 sessions based on the system configuration. You can go for the parallel execution. And the distributed is like the same, like if you have the 500 bots, the first 10 bots can go to one system, the other 10 bots can go to other system. Like that, you can distribute the execution to multiple system also. This parallel and distributed execution will work out like if there is no dependency and it can be executed in a parallel way. For those scenario, we can go for the parallel and distributed executions. So here in the diagram also, you can see how it works. So we have many systems. In every systems, we have the 10 sessions. So like this, the SmartBot can distribute the bot execution to different system, and in each system, you can have the parallel executions also. So in this way, if you execute 500 bots even in a day, you can complete it. So it will be reducing a lot of time and efforts. And at the end of the day, you can check how many got succeeded and how many got failed. So based on the success and failure, you can go for any corrective actions. And the serial execution might be needed when we have the dependency between the objects. Like after completion of one object, if you want to execute the other objects, we can go for the serial executions. And the nature of that flow will be like that. So without completing the one steps, you cannot go for the next one. So for those scenario, we can go for the serial automations. So next we are going to show you like how this execution is happening. So this is the flow we are going to show you. So here we are going to use two systems. So in the one system, system one, we are going to run create invoices and create payments. So this is the first system we are going to use, and here it is going to run two objects. And in the system two, it is going to run legal address and channel categories. These two execution will happen in parallel way. So it is going to execute the bot in two different systems, and each system it is going to execute in a parallel mode. So that is what we are going to show you in the next demo. I'm going to run the demo now. It's logging into our application, and it is going to find the first flow. It is for creation of invoice and payment flow. So once you start the execution, then we are simulating the another session using the incognito mode. Here we are logging as a user, and we are logging into this. So now we have the two sessions to trigger your flow. And in the second session, we are going to find the Oracle Cloud Setup objects. Yeah, so this is the flow we are going to run. So now we are ready with the two migration flow to executed in a parallel, and these two flows will be executed in a two different systems. So now we are running the flows. Yeah. This is the setup flow. It is going to be executed in a different systems. It is a system 2, and invoice and payment will get executed in the system 1. So parallelly, we are going to use two systems. In each system, it is going to have the two different processes will get executed in a parallel mode. Now the execution has started. So here, the first flow get started in this system 1, and the create invoice and the payment. So you can see the parallelly we are showing you like how it is executing. So it is for payment and invoice objects. Here we have used 3 records. So this execution time will be a little bit high when we compare with the setup objects, because for the setup object we have used only 1 record. So it will be getting completed in a faster way. Yeah, now it's performing the create invoice and payment in system 1. So, and the next one is it is going for the system 2. Here it is going to run the setup objects. Parallelly, it is switching between the screens like system 1 and system 2. Like this. So we want to showcase you like how this parallel as well as distributed execution is happening from the bot side. So like this, you can have any number of target system, might be a VMs or any remote desktops you can use. So you can distribute the execution. So for each system, you can have your 10 sessions or 5 sessions based on the target system configuration. So the execution will be completed in a very faster way. You can see it's creating the general setup here. So here you can see like it's the log, like you can check what has happened for each and every step. We have the detailed log as well as the execution report also. At the end of execution, you can download the reports. So it will be the similar kind of execution report what we have seen in the previous demo. So you can understand, right? So we have showcased both the scenarios, like invoice and payment will be like a functional flow, and here we have used setup configuration also. So like this, bots can be used for different kind of need. It will be having the detailed information like what has happened on each and every system, every executions, like for each step we will have the status also. So this is the way like the SmartBot will help you like reducing the time as well as the cost also. Next, we are going to see the object analysis. So, object analysis, like we have created the bot and we are executing it for the current release. So, after 1 month or 2 months, if any upcoming releases are coming in, so we will be having the question, right? So, the current bot will work for the future release or not. For those kind of need, you can go for the object analysis. This object analysis will run the bot and analyze the changes in the target system. So after a patch or upgrade, we can run the bot and it will automatically analyze the changes and upgrade the bot automatically. So that is the use of object analysis. So you need not to manually upgrade the bot for the future releases. Right, so and it will be automatically identify and apply the changes. So when you use this bot, automatically your bot can be upgraded and the failure will be the very less, right? So we can automatically upgrade, and so there is no chance to get bot get failure due to the application changes. And there is no need for any manual effort. So it will give you the report also. After applying the changes, you can download the report, like what all the fields got modified and what all got newly added. So all this information will be captured. So here we have the diagram. So you can see like in Oracle Cloud version 23D, we have the PO object and invoice and payments. So after 24A is released, so definitely we have to make sure all these objects will work in the 24.A also, because there will be some chain level changes or element level changes may happen in the upgraded releases. So for that, you have to run the object analysis, or object analysis will automatically collect the current release information and compare with the future release. And if there is any change, it will automatically apply the changes into the bot. So that is the way you can automatically upgrade the bot to the next release. This is a flow we are going to show you for the object analysis. In the object analysis, we are going to use the same create invoice object, and to simulate the situation, because for object analysis, so we have to wait for the upgrade or patches. So for that, but how we are going to simulate it is we are going to manually change some locators in the element, and we are going to run our object analysis. So when you run the object analysis, it will automatically check the target environment and it will update the changes into the bot and it will make it to work. So that is the way it is going to work. So we are going to start, and it is going to run the object analysis, and it will run the create invoice. While executing the create invoice, it will automatically identify the changes and apply into the bot. So in such a way, it will upgrade the bot for the future releases. I'm going to run the demo for that. We are logging into our platform, and we are going to use the data flow because we are going to manually simulate the scenario. Like we are going to modify some elements to simulate the situation. It will be having the incorrect locator element. So we are going to the playbacks, and for that particular element, we are going to update. So for create invoice, we are going to change the locators. So you can see we are updating the locator. This object analysis, what will do is, it will compare with the target instance where we are running. So it will take the current version of bot and it will compare with the current target application. And while we execute the bot, we will be having lot of information regarding that field, like a lot of locators, like we have the different kind of locators to identify the elements. So we'll be having different locators for that. So by using those locators, automatically it will identify what is that change for that particular element, and it will capture the modified details into the bot. So now we are going to run the object analysis, and we are searching for the flow. So this is the flow we are going to run the object analysis. Now we are triggering the object analysis. Once you start the object analysis, it will start the execution, and it will just imagine it is the upgraded Oracle Cloud environment where we have the changes in the create invoice button. So it is going to check those button in the screen. So it will get failed for the first attempt, and then the object analysis will automatically identify what is the recent locator for that particular element and automatically update the bot. Then this execution will get succeeded. Now you can see it is in the create invoice. I'll show you how this changes done. So after this execution, you can check the log. In the log, you can see like the failure as well as it got updated by using the bot, and then it got succeeded. No. For the first attempt, it will get failed, and object analysis will get triggered after the failure, and it will identify the proper locators and element details. Then it will retry. In the retry, it will get succeeded and it will go through the process. So once it is done, if everything is working fine, then we can make sure that bot is ready for the future release. So which is got upgraded environment, like for the upgraded release. So like this, we can update any bot. So like you can run parallelly, you can run many sessions and you can update the bot. So you need not to manually change any flows. So you can run and object analysis will take care of all the updates. So once it is done, then you can use it for the test automations or functional flow automation. So it's based on the need how we are using that bot, right? So here the execution is completed, and in the log you can check. So it will show you like what has happened during the execution. So in the if you see the log, you can identify like where it got failed and how it got corrected. So all these details will be available. Oh, sorry. You can see there are some messages in the red, right? So these are all the failure attempts. It couldn't identify the create invoice button. But after that, object analysis got triggered and it will automatically update the element based on the reason located from the target application. And then it got, it's retrying it. Then it is getting succeeded and completing the transaction. So that is a way, and we have the report also where you can download and see like what all the elements got changed and what are all the changes has been applied as part of the object analysis. So this is the way our object analysis will work, and it will be very useful when you have more number of updates or patches in your environment. So you need not to worry about the bot readiness for the future release. And next is interactive demo. So interactive demo is another very interesting feature from the SmartBots. So it is for conducting any offline demos. So when you use the interactive demo feature from the SmartBots, so you can log into the application and you can capture the offline screens of that particular application. So you need not do any live environment. So bot will automatically capture offline contents of that particular application. For each and every screen, whatever we are going to present as a demo, you can capture all those screens. And once you capture the screens, then you can give the self-explanatory message for that particular screen, because the high-level demo will be a salesperson. So he will not be having the deep knowledge on the products or any solutions. So they want to explain what is this particular screen. So for that, we can have the self-explanatory notes. And even when we capture the screens, if you want to hide or mask any sensitive data or logos, we have the options. And you can define for after a screen which has to be navigated like that, you can define the next screens also, like which screen has to be displayed in the next. So like that, you can use the interactive demos features to provide the offline demos. So it can be working in the same way, like you can record and capture the screens, and you can define the notes, and you can modify if you want to hide or mask any sensitive information. Then you can preview the changes. If it is fine, then you can use this demo for the any offline demos. Right. So here you can see the flow, like how this interactive demo will work. We are going to capture the screens and we are going to add self-explanatory messages. And we are going to add any like modify or mask any sensitive data. Then you can save it and you can preview the changes. Like you can run the preview demo and then you can go for the actual demo. And here we have the options to download your interactive demo as a video also. In case if you want to run through the video, we have the option to download your interactive demos as a videos. And these interactive demos can be embedded into your any application. It can be your website, or if you have the separate portal for the demos, you can embed all these interactive demos to that particular server. Or if you want to export demos from one server to another server, so we have the option. So you can easily export demos to any servers. So it can be easily migrated. So it will be very useful to capture and maintain all the demos in one place, as well as it is easy to explain to the customers when we have any salesperson. So it will be very useful for that. You can see, so this is the place where we will define the self-explanatory messages. So here you can see loader and data loader. Actually, this is for our loader creation process. So we have created the demo, and the first screen is loader screen, and the next one is on the loader definition screen. So where we will be defining other informations. And so we have the 4 screens there. For each and every screen, you can define the self-explanatory messages, and when you run the demo, it will pop up on the screen, so you can follow that message and you can present the demos. And even here you can hide or mask any data if you think it is not it should not be visible to other customers. You can hide or mask even the logos also. If you want to edit or remove, you can edit or remove it. And here we have the first step as a loader, and second step as a HTML data loader. And in case if you want to switch, like response handling will be the second step, you have the option to switch that also. So there are a lot of features here if you want to make any very interactive demo. So we have so many features for that, so which we can utilize. And so this is the place where we will change the next step. So if you want to change the response handling as a second step, you can have it. Next, I'm going to show the demo for that. This is an interactive demo. So here we are going to capture one flow in our loader creation process. It's for our product demo. So this is the SmartBot recording wizard. So for any test bot or functional bot creation, so I have told, right? So we are having the recording wizard, so where you can go and record the sample flow. The same wizard we are using for the interactive demos also. Here we have the 2 options. In the project creation, you can see HTML or interactive demo. So if you are going to capture the screens, you can go for the interactive demo option. So here we are starting the recording. So the same way we can record the other automation flows also. So from here we are capturing the screen. And once we capture the first screen, we can go for the next one and we can capture. So like this, you can capture any number of screens. So after you complete the capturing part, then it can be converted as a recorded demo, interactive demo. So now we are capturing all the steps. Right. So like this, it will in the background, it will collect all the offline information of this page. So when you run the interactive demo, it doesn't record the live environment. It will utilize the captured screen, and you can explain the demos. Now the recording is done, so and we are going to create the interactive demo by using this recording. So we are giving the name for that. So once it is done, it will be posted to our platform. So from here, you can take that interactive demo. So here you can see we have the all the capture screens. Now we are going to add the call out message for that. It is a self-explanatory message. So like this, you can define like the way the self-explanatory message, which will be very easy to explain to the customer. So we can follow that and we can explain. Even for each and every element, if you want to have the message, we can provide. So we are defining the message for each and every screens. Here you can have any detailed message of that particular screens. If you want to, whatever you want to explain, you can add all those information in this particular call out message. So it will be a self-explanatory message for that particular screen. In case if you want to remove any steps, you can remove it. Yeah. Now the interactive demo is configured. So if you want to run, so we have the preview option where you can go and run it. This is the way our interactive demo will work. So it will give you the home screen, like the title of demo, what we are going to present. And this is our introduction screen. For each and every interactive demo, we will be having the introduction screen. And once you click get started, it will go for the demo which we have captured. So this is the first screen what we have captured, and in the top you can see our self-explanatory message of that particular screen. So we can follow this message and we can explain the products. Right? Like this, we can present any demo, so whatever we want to show without any environment. Here you can have these screens also like a normal live screens where you can show all the elements and what is the use of it like that. So we have the previous and next screen, so where user can navigate from here. Like this, you can go to any next screen or previous screen. If you want to explain the previous screen again, you can go back and explain. At the end of the execution, it will have the thank you information also, right? So this is the way our interactive demo will work. And if you want to download this demo, say for example, if you are presenting this demo, if you want to start recording, you can start recording and you can present it. All the video as well as audio will be captured and it can be downloaded as a final video for you, which can be used for any future needs. Pallavi, we have completed the topics.
What an informative session that was, Purushothaman. Thank you for all that great effort you have put in. Now, heading towards the Q&A session, I have a few questions for you. So to start with, the first one coming up is, will the recording features help to create the bot from scratch or any modification only? Purushothaman, you have gone on mute, I guess. Yeah.
Can I repeat the questions?
Yeah, I'll repeat it. Will the recording features help to create the bot from scratch or any modification only?
It can support for any from the scratch. If you want to create, you can go for the recording. Even for editing, if you want to continue from one step to if you want to continue the recording, we have the continue option also. Both it will work for both the scenario. Creation of new demos as well as in the middle, if you want to capture anything, we have the option to capture.
Okay, that's great. The second one is, can change or blur the branding logo in interactive demos capture the screen?
Yes, yeah, we have the option to edit the screens where we have hide blur options. Yeah, we have the option for that.
Okay. Can object analysis upgrade the bot automatically, or does it need any manual work?
It can update automatically. No need of any manual work.
That sounds great. The last one to come up is, since we are running out of time, I guess. So will the execution reports have the details of the error occurred?
Yes, yeah. In the execution report, it will have the error details with the screenshots.
Okay, I guess we have answered the questions so this concludes our contribution for this session. We appreciate you all being here